Ryan is a big personality, and definitely his presence fills the room, but I would say with humility. Never wants to be the center of attention or get credit for things, but definitely if he was in the room or spending time with friends and family, you would know that he was there.
My dad is quite the character.
He is very spontaneous and is down to do whatever, whenever, no matter if we have a plan or not.
He's just a presence, and even without using his words, I think that people in the room kind of just feel the effect that he has.
I think that was one of the first things that I really fell in love with about him, was that he was, in service to other people and just really saw other people and wanted to help make that community better. And Ryan can just always see all of those pieces coming together. So he's an amazing visionary. And so when he had the idea to start Career Jam, it was kind of this wild coming together of how do we help the businesses by helping to retain the local workforce and show students what's available right here in our region.
This is my second year at Career Jam, and it is a fabulous opportunity for our young people to be able to be exposed to different job opportunities so they can start thinking about what they might like to pursue.
Starting and running your own business is definitely challenging. So, when he would have a hard day or think like, are we ever going to make this work, or face those challenges a number of times, I would say to him, hey, you have an out. You don't have to do this. If you want to do it, great. But if you don't, you can just go work for the bank. Great benefits and, good pay and time off and all those things. And he would kind of be like, give the eye roll, no, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
In partnership with the Saratoga Economic Development Corporation, held an event called Career Jam.
SEDC, along with BOCES and the Workforce Development Board, have together put this event on for 8th and 9th grade students. We have close to 900 students coming here today to showcase and promote all the local career opportunities that exist here.
Carter, is Sushi Walk even open? Because don't they close and open again?
It's 2015, and Ryan is having some health struggles, and he is feeling short of breath and just not feeling well. He goes and has an ultrasound done of his abdomen, and she spots fluid at the base of his lung. So finally he has the biopsy done, and he's in the hospital for 9 days. After 11 weeks, finally, they'd send out the biopsy to several different places, and we find out that he has stage 4 cancer, and it's mesothelioma. And it's a very rare cancer, and especially being in your late 30s, even that more rare.
Some local 8th and 9th graders had the chance to explore a potential career today.
And CBS 6's Sam Israel takes us inside the Career Jam.
The highly interactive career exploration event brought students and local employers from 16 different career industries together.
It's interesting because a lot of these stuff I didn't know existed.
It's a great experience because not a lot of schools get to do this.
As Career Jam continues to grow and more schools are getting involved and more employers are getting involved, there's lots of work to do. And what's amazing when you are a business owner, you have people that are alongside you in that, but you do a lot yourself. So Ryan just does it all.
Despite being sick, that didn't change who he was. And he still worked hard, and he still was there for me and my sister and my mom. And he was still there for his coworkers and his friends and his family.
He was good at multitasking, so many nights we would be watching our family show and he'd be typing away on his computer.
Literally, while he was in the hospital, he decided to have a video meeting with the team, hospital gown and all. So I went in to visit one morning, and I was like, "How are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm feeling pretty good." And I did a call with the team this morning, and I was like, "Was that a video call? Could they see you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, they needed to see me. I needed to talk to them and like let them know everything's gonna be okay and make sure everything was on track." But for 8 years, Ryan wasn't really like sick with cancer. He was sick from treatment for the most part. It was side effects, it was chemotherapy. We never really experienced feeling a direct relation of he doesn't feel well or he's sick because of the disease. There was always something in between. So this was the first time in 8 years where we talked about that and said, "Oh yeah, this is different. You're sick because this is the disease."
At the time, my mom was teaching full-time at the school I was at, and we were back and forth from the hospital every day pretty much from school. We drove 45 minutes down, and the hospital luckily was only like 2 minutes from our house, but we would be there as much as we could. It was definitely busy, but there was definitely some moments where it felt like the world was in slow motion. And some moments where it felt like we were going at 2 times speed.
As Ryan's, condition and symptoms were progressing, he had a PET scan in late November. And, by this time, just getting him to those kinds of appointments were extremely challenging because he was so uncomfortable physically and with his breathing that just getting to the hospital or doctor's offices was very challenging. And the doctor didn't say, "You don't have any options," but he was honest with us and said, "There are a couple of things that you probably could do, but at this time, you really need to think about, the time that you have."
I was going on a big field trip. And we were talking about whose parents could drive, what we would do, where we were going. And I remember saying, "Oh, her mom's gonna drive and her dad's gonna bring us." And I said, "Oh, well, my mom's teaching and my dad's sick. He can't bring us. He's in the hospital."
So during Ryan's second stay at the hospital, he spoke with a nurse there named Tim, and I walked in at the tail end of their conversation, and it really sounded like Ryan had been encouraging him and kind of helping him to make some decisions and find some direction, again, kind of what he does with people. It's surprising to hear that being done at the hospital, and as sick as he was, but he just, saw the need that this man had and was able to step into that conversation. So Tim left that conversation very thankful and seemed like he had some steps to take. And then fast forward to Ryan is home on hospice care, and we had an unexpected blessing of over the holiday weekend of Christmas, having some nurses stop in to check on us. They called to see if that would be okay. The nurses came into the home, and I kind of, out of the corner of my eye, I catch somebody that I think might be Tim from the hospital. And lo and behold, it was. And we were all just stunned. I can't believe you're here in our house, a month later. He was able to have a great interaction with Ryan at his bedside and caring for him and kind of sharing how he had impacted his life in that conversation in the hospital. So when they were done caring for Ryan and taking care of those things, Tim came out into the kitchen and spoke with me. And I said, I can't believe you're here. I think God has ordained your steps and put you here, at this time for a reason. And he was like, yeah, I can't believe it. And he looked at me and he said, Erica, your husband changed my life that day. He truly changed the trajectory of my life, because Tim, knew that he wanted to be a nurse and he wanted to be caring for people and doing this kind of work, but it seemed like maybe he just wasn't in maybe the right spot or the right environment. And so Ryan talked him through that. And I said, oh, wow, so Tim, you're doing hospice care now? And he said, yeah. I said, how long have you been doing it? And he said, 2 weeks. I'm training today. So it was one of those full circle moments, such a blessing for Ryan and Tim to be able to see each other and just see that these are the types of conversations that Ryan would have with people, and just listening and helping them to kind of discover, maybe more about their purpose or more about their place in life.
He loved serving people and doing things for other people. So even if it means ordering food for the employers, or giving the students something fun in their bag, or an incentive for them to go around to different booths, he loved doing things for other people. And one of his things was gift giving. So I think from the prizes that we give away during the prep rally to the scavenger hunt cards, I think he's definitely there.
And so I think it's very important that we continue to carry this out and not just say, oh, well, it was Dad's thing. It was truly a family business when he ran it during his lifetime. And, it was his child, really, Career Jam. And he loved it with all of his heart. And I know he believed in it. And not just that it's a good business opportunity or a good opportunity to someday make some money, but that it's life-changing for people, and that it can change communities, and that his legacy isn't the most important, but that Career Jam will have its own legacy, that because of the important work that it's doing.